All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and frame my idea and what I'm gonna be looking for this week, where I'm expecting the monthly, weekly, and candles, so on and so forth to come. All right, so the very first thing that we can notice on the monthly chart here is this busy. Hold on, I'm gonna mark it down. Let me go. I'm gonna go totally. Honestly, I've been rocking with the white thing, but I don't rock with that. So, all right, okay, boom. All right, so last week we traded to this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, but it's good to note that we still have this one from here to here as a potential objective in the future. So I'm going to put this as a C as well. All right. I'm also going to share some of my ideas and kind of what I would need to see before we see these levels trade too. Um, so inside center, okay. Oh, I put inside, oh, inside center. All right, so this is all that we're really going to look at for the monthly. In my opinion, this is not really relevant right now. All right, weekly. Boom. All right, so same thing for the weekly here. I could, go through the hassle of marking these individually, but we know price is fractal. All right, now what you will see here, or what we have here, okay, we have displacement below an old low being retraded. Then afterwards, we see price, kind of continuing lower. So that's what I'm framing on the weekly. Now, where am I expecting the weekly to close? I'm expecting personally a more aggressive movement lower here, and I'll frame that idea in a minute. But we are still on Tuesday, and we have this large inefficiency here. So price may retrace up into here before continuing lower. We're gonna go ahead and go into the daily, and I'm gonna put conditions on what would frame that idea. So on the daily, it becomes more clear on what price has been doing. Okay, we have this just very bullish price action, and we have this low created here. We see displacement below this low. Okay, what happens after? Boom. All right, we have this imbalance. So we know price is only going to move back to either trade to like relative equal highs or to buy stops up here or to this imbalance. So price gravitated towards that imbalance for inefficiency. That's a city. Let's mark that down. All right. And then what did it do? It continued lower, it became resistance, and it actually left that intact. Okay. So additionally, what do we have here? All right. Boom. Displacement. Okay. Displacement below an old low. Okay. So ideally, all right, I would expect price to be trading within this leg first before continuing lower. And hold on, oh, sorry, this. Okay. So I'm expecting to price to trade within this displacement leg. And so for today, I'm going to expect price to continue moving there. Um, Now, with that said, what would frame the idea that I was going to no longer expect bullish prices? Well, we already have part of that idea, but I would like some additional confirmation. I would like to see this low ran with more momentum. And if this low is ran or we see displacement below it, then I would know that that's a potential market structure shift and we're going to start seeing lower prices. But overall, I have no reason to think that other than this low that was taken out, but it did just gravitate towards that buy side imbalance. We'll see about this one down here. But overall for today, like I said, I'm going to be expecting higher prices into these inefficiencies, and I'm expecting buy opportunities today. Um, all right. So dropping down to the 4 hour, we're going to go ahead and start framing the idea around today specifically. So just let me mark 1 a.m. Okay, just gonna do it here first. Hold on. 1 a.m. Boom. All right, so here we are, 1 a.m. This is today's trading day. Okay, so that's September 26th. What time we pass this on? September 26th. Okay, boom. So here's what current price action we're looking at. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and now that we've seen this, let's look at the most obvious level of liquidity that price is gravitating towards right now. Okay, so that's what we're saying. Price wants to move towards this inefficiency from yesterday. Now we'll kind of see what it does afterwards, right? But we're going to go ahead and start looking at, liquidity. All right, and we're going to look at highs and lows formed, and we're going to use that to frame. Bro, what is that shit doing? Like, fuck off my screen. All right, so anyways, the London low right here, okay, 315, that London low created, all right, and then 415 with this London high created. Boom, easy. So what we know is here, price is currently moving and repricing into a premium. All right, buy side. Okay, this is sell side. So here's what we're going to be doing today. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to mark 11:30. We'll fix this in a second. You know what? I'm just going to refine this to here. Okay. Let me go back. Give me 1 second. Go to the daily. Okay, I'm just going to keep this here because it's just to frame the idea, but I don't want it blocking up my chart. All right, there we go. Perfect. So we'll just keep this pretty simple. All right, this is going to be a time that I do not trade. That's why it's marked in red. All right. So ultimately, what I'm currently expecting is for price to take this buy side, continue to this inefficiency. Me personally, that would be the only objectives I'm expecting it to trade to. It may not even trade up here. It doesn't have to. It may just trade to this inefficiency, then continue lower. All right. What I would ultimately like to see is this to take this buy side, take this, and then see a retracement during lunch, and then an opportunity for buy later on. Of course, right now, it's only 8:04. I would not consider buying, but again, we have these different news drivers right here, so I'm paying attention to that. Ultimately, though, what we're currently expecting, these levels to be taken. All right, if we see some sort of displacement above this high back here, or if we see price really just move aggressively to those levels, then I would look for a price even to trade back below here. And if it trades into this, that would be later on in the day. That would be enough to frame the idea for a buy for me, and I would place an entry. Now my stop would be here with the ideas that we framed out here on the weekly of just kind of expecting price to eventually run aggressively below these lows. Now I want to look at power 3 first, and I want to kind of understand where we are in the daily range. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start looking at some time frames here, and we're going to look at the midnight opening price. I don't know why I have that marked for 1 a.m. Hold on. 12 a.m. All right, so the very first thing, and I'm about to wrap it up here. We're going to go to midnight opening price. It's actually right here. Net open is 1874.75. 174.75. Perfect. All right. It's really pissed me off. Okay, so here we go. We see this almost manipulation here about the New York Open, like, oh yeah, we're gonna continue seeing higher prices, and then even people who maybe went short here, all right, have their stops here, okay, right here, and so they look at this leg, okay, they think, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my stops here, price is gonna continue lower, let me put my stops here, and so this engineers liquidity, because now we can see the market have this move lower. All right, and when we're framing the idea of, a buy, we can also see this as manipulation or the false move. Now we do have a few levels back here, like this imbalance, and we're gonna pay close attention to that. But for now, the levels that are most relevant to me are these two, and I just want to keep that in mind. There were stops here; these stops just got taken. Okay, this high, boom, more buy side liquidity. Okay, then we still have this um, inefficiency, which is liquidity as well, and we have this one here, which we're trading into. So these are the levels that I'm looking at in price, and that's really all that can be said. I mean, these lower time frames, these are just this is the time frame we frame liquidity on, and we're not even, we're ahead of 8:30, so we're just looking at those previous ranges. That all said, okay, let's do the same thing for ES real quick. Just gonna go straight to the 15-minute, kind of frame the same idea. So here we go. 1 a.m. Oh, okay. London high. Yep, it's London high. So London low. Okay. Same thing here. Okay. So boom. We trade to buy side. All right. We do still have, again, what I was framing here. Okay. Definitely expecting this to be trade too. Okay. Again, another inefficiency up here. Can mark that down as well. Let me just go. Boom. Okay, so framing the same idea here. The bias, these move in correlation, so it should move precisely the same. Um, and that's exactly what we'd be looking for. So even take a look at it. Boom, boom, right? We both see that they've traded above that high. So in terms of like where it's going, or where I'm currently expecting price to draw to, I'm expecting price to draw to here and here. I'm not necessarily expecting it to trade above these highs, at least not just yet. But we will see. Ultimately, what I would be looking for right now, if I was to frame an idea, I would be looking for price to take one of these levels of buy side. I don't know what that would be. Then I would see displacement below an old low, all right, retrading that displacement and then continuing lower. And that would frame the idea for a sell as of now. In terms of a buy, what I would need to see is I would need to see this level of sell side taken. So with my bias, I need to see, this level of sell side taken out or to at least, trade to here. All right. And that's what I'm kind of looking in terms of where I'm expecting price to eventually trade to. Here early in the day, I would like to see these levels wiped out. I'd like to see a retracement of some sort, so that way I can buy in a discount. And we'll do it one more time. I'm just gonna go to the daily. All right, and I'm not gonna pick highs or lows, but I just look at where the liquidity is. Okay, we right here, we've taken this liquidity, and I'm gonna show you how. we're gonna start. I'm gonna turn the magnet. Okay. Very small, but look. Now, we did that. Also, what we can additionally see here, okay, this higher body to the left and right, okay, this is a swing high. So that also helps me frame this idea. This is liquidity. When I'm asking myself, where's there more liquidity? We've already been seeing higher prices. We do have these buy-side inefficiencies back here, which I need to mark better, right? But we've ultimately been seeing higher prices. And, we have these multiple objectives here, so it's really hard for me to frame, like, where would I be expecting it to, let me move this. Okay, I don't know. But it's really hard for me to say where would I be expecting this to go to? Like, is it going to go to this level of sell side? Is it going to just trade here today? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest. So ultimately, this is not displacement below an old low yet. And so I'm expecting us to continue seeing higher prices. If we saw displacement below this low, then I may anticipate that. But like ultimately, we went for this. It looks like a price kind of went for this inefficiency. And I'll just want to see it continuing higher, to be honest. That's my current bias. So that all said, yeah, it's some good back testing, and I'm gonna leave it at that.